Hey, I want to say welcome to Prosperity Tax Overview, and I want to thank you for stopping by, spending a little time with me. I know you could be doing anything else, but you took time to spend with me, and I guarantee you it'll be worth your while. Now, if you're like most, you heard about the fact that we were making some money here at Prosperity Tax Solutions, and you heard right. So, without any further ado, I want to go ahead and jump right into this overview so that I don't take up more of your time than I have to. So just a little bit about myself. I got started in the tax industry almost 30 years ago. I really like to say I got started by accident. I used to have a PNC, that's property and casualty car insurance agency, downtown Greensboro, North Carolina, almost 30 years ago. And I was struggling, having trouble making ends meet. A gentleman strolled into my office one day and said, "Well, have you ever thought about doing taxes? You already got a small client base. This would be a great addition to the services that you offer." So reluctantly, I took him up on it and I did taxes that first year, almost 30 years ago. And we did pretty good. We made an extra, I think almost $30,000 our first year out the gate. So obviously, I got super excited. We did it the next year. And then before you know it, a couple of years later, we were doing taxes full time and the insurance deal was on the back burner. So I like to say I got started by accident. I wasn't really looking for taxes. I wasn't really interested in taxes, but I was interested in making some extra income. That gentleman caught me at the right time when I was struggling a little bit financially, and I'm so glad he did. So we got a nationwide opportunity. So it doesn't matter where you are, you can do taxes for anyone in the nation because we're not in traditional brick and mortar locations. We're working virtually and mobilely from any device. As long as you got a internet connection and a device, you can do taxes from the comfort of your own home, or like that commercial say, anywhere you want to be. So we are also a service bureau. Our sister company, NWS Tax Pro, offers tax software. So this particular overview is for the preparer, the P10 holder. But if you are an EFIN holder and you're looking for a great software and you're looking for the ability to capture all of your fees, okay, and no hidden fees, then you definitely want to check out our presentation for the EFIN holder. But the information for that will be in the description of this video. Let's get on to it for the preparer and the P10 holders. So I just want to read this verbatim. This is our mission statement. And typically people don't go over their mission statement, but I'm so excited about our mission here at Prosperity Tax Solutions. I want to take just a quick second and read this verbatim so we can all be on the same page. So at Prosperity Tax Solutions, our mission is to provide financial literacy, trustworthy tax services, and entrepreneurial opportunities to everyone, but especially in underserved communities. We utilize the tax industry as a gateway to educate, empower, and equip individuals with the tools to achieve financial independence by combining professional tax preparation with business ownership opportunities. We help working class families and aspiring entrepreneurs build wealth, create substantial income, and leave a lasting legacy. We know the scripture says that a wise man leaves an inheritance to his children's, and that's our mission here at Prosperity Tax Solutions. So here's the goal. I want to help 1,000 people across the nation earn a six-figure income. We're calling that Project 1,000. So you can go out and build your tax empire. We don't just want to build our business. I truly, and my staff and my corporate team truly have a heart to help people. And we want to help you build your business just as much as we want to build the business for ourselves. And I'm super excited about the heart and the integrity of the people that I work with. So, how will we accomplish this goal? We're going to hire mobile tax professionals all across the nation, and that will soon be you. You will be one of those, okay? We're going to plug you into our system where we're going to teach you how to prepare taxes. We're going to teach you how to recruit preparers. That way you can start earning leveraged income. All right. And then we're going to teach you how to duplicate that And then we're going to plug you into our commission structure where we have 5 different ways that we get paid to include leveraged income and passive income. You'll learn more about that in just a second. And then we're going to provide mentorship and ongoing training to our prosperity tax community. So I'm super excited about our goal. I'm super excited about Project 1000. So let's talk a little bit about our compensation plan. Now, most of the time, traditionally, you get started with a company and they'll say, okay, we're going to start you out at a 50-50 split where you get 50, the company get 50. Or they may start you out at a 60-40 in your favor or 70-30 in your favor. But when they do that, you're locked into that contract for the entire year. So you start off, in January preparing tax returns and making a 50, 60, 70%. And you're there for the entire season. And maybe if you do good, you can renegotiate for coming into the next season. All right, if you put numbers up, I'm sure they'll be willing to renegotiate and give you a little bit higher percentage the next season. But the way we do it here at Prosperity Tax is we have a tiered compensation plan. So you can literally go from 50% all the way to 90% in one tax season, right? So the way it works is you start off, if you're a brand new preparer with no experience, you're going to go ahead and start off at a 50% contract. And when you do that and you get your first 10 funded returns, congratulations, you get promoted to a 60% contract. Now, let me say this. If you already have experience, you don't have to start at a 50% contract. Okay. The 50% is for the brand new people just getting started, never done taxes before. So just keep that in mind as I'm going through the compensation plan, because if you have some experience, some numbers under your belt, you can start off at a higher level. So once you get 10, of course, again, you're going to the 60%. And then from there, once you get to 26, you're at a 70% contract. Once you get that 51st funded return, now you're going to an 80% contract. All right, 101, you had an 85%, and in 201 or better, you had a 90% contract. A lot of times when you're a PTN holder and you working for the EFIN holder, another tax company you're working for or working under, however you want to say it, they don't really ever give you an opportunity to get to 90%, right? So what we're offering here is something that's pretty much unheard of, very unusual in this industry, and I'm excited about our compensation plan. So that may not have excited you, but let me put it into perspective so you can see just how powerful that compensation plan is. So let's say you was with a company and you were on a 70-30 split. I actually talked to a lady in the past who had this exact scenario, and I had to explain this to her just like I'm explaining it to you. So she did 150 tax returns. So that's why I put 150 in this illustration, because once I showed her how much money she would have made with us or how much money she left on the table, she was blown away. And I definitely want to show that to you as well. So she was with that other company, 70% contract. That means if the tax returns, if the prep fee was $475, 70% of that would be $332.50. Now, don't get hung up on that 475. Okay, that's just a number that I pulled out of the sky, right? It could be more than that in some cases if it's a very complicated and a lot into that return, or it can be less than that. So don't get hung up on the 475. But in this scenario, on average, she was charging 475. So on average, she was making 332.50 per funded return. Multiply that by 150 returns, she made $48,875 for the season. Now, wow, right? That's not bad, right? I can get with that because the average person around here doesn't make $48,000 a year on their full-time job, right? And if you can do that in 90 to 120 days, right? You work hard for 3 months and then play hard for the next 9 months, right? I can get with that. I'm with that. So I'm not, saying anything wrong with that $48,000. But what I am saying is if you plug that same person into our compensation plan where you have the ability to get these increases, she's going to make a little bit more money. Here's how it works. So remember, after 10 returns, you're going to get from 50 to 60. After 11 returns, you're going to go from, 25 returns, you're going to go from 60 to 70. After 50 returns, you're going to go from 70 to 80. And after 150, you're going to be at 85%. So you can look over to the far right and see how that plays out. So on the first 10 returns, she's going to make $2,375. On the next 15 returns, she's going to make $4,275. And you can see how that plays out. On the last 50, she's making $20,187.50. When you add all of those levels up, all of those increases up, that's $54,150 right there. So she's already made more than she made in the previous situation. But that's not all. We have bonuses, we have override commissions on one and two tiers, right? We have affiliate commissions. We have so much more. In actuality, she would have actually made more than 54,000, but I'm just going to show you that basic illustration. So remember when I said if you had experience, you wouldn't have to start at 50. In the case of this young lady, she can get started with us at a 70% contract simply because she has the background and the experience. She was already at 70 with her old company. But even when she started at 70, as you can see here, she still get the opportunity to get a couple increases based on her production. So starting at 70, when she meet the goal or the milestone to go to 80 in our compensation plan, she'll actually go to 80. So as you can see here, she would have made, that same young lady starting at a 70% in our compensation plan would have made $55,812.50 before any overrides, before any affiliate commissions, before any recruiting commissions, before any bonuses. She would have made significantly more money. So let's talk about the 5 ways we get paid. Okay, so obviously, when you do your personal returns, you're going to make anywhere from 50 to 90%, depending on where you are in our commission structure, right? Now you can also build a team, right? So you can share this information with someone, and when those people come aboard, and go out and get funded tax returns, guess what? You're going to make $25 for every funded tax return for the people that you bring aboard, right? And then when they actually go do the same thing, you're going to make $10 for every funded tax return for the people on your second level. I actually did a compensation plan video called How to Make 100,000 in One Tax Season. I definitely recommend you go watch that because it's going to go into details on how a compensation plan works. This is just a brief overview, so I'm just going to touch on some things, but I'm not going to go in detail. Go into the description of the video and watch that 100,000 in one tax season, and you're going to really get a better understanding of our compensation plan. So the third way we get paid is bonuses. Okay, so once you hit a minimum of 50 returns, that's going to unlock a $10 bonus for every tax return that you do. So for example, that lady who did 150 tax returns, she would be able to multiply that times $10. So she picked up an extra $1,500 bonus for doing the same work that she was, already doing. So $75 recruiting commission. So when people get started with us, if you referred that person, you're going to earn a $75 upfront commission from their initial investment when they get started. All right. So you're also going to have affiliate commissions. So we offer credit repair where you're going to get 50% of the fees charged for credit repair if you refer someone to us with that. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to do any of this affiliate stuff if you don't want to, but I'm just letting you know it's there. You can also remember I said we are service bureau. So for those EFIN holders who want to buy our software and plug into our system, if you refer that person to us, you're going to earn 40% of the cost for them to get started with our company. So that's 5 different ways that we get paid with this compensation plan. Again, watch the compensation plan video for details on exactly how that works. So what does it cost to get involved with us? Well, there's a one-time investment of $199.97 to get started with us, right? So, sometimes you run into people who who say I've and just like this young lady I was telling you about, her situation was it was zero investment up front to get started, right? So she was telling me, well, you know what, I like your program, I like what y'all doing, I like that compensation plan, but I don't really know about the 199.97. I didn't pay anything with the last company I was with. There was no out-of-pocket upfront cost. And I told her, listen, if you had the opportunity to earn an extra 8,437 and 50%, because once you add the bonuses and everything, that's actually how much money she left on the table, right? She left 8,400 $37.50 on the table. So if you had the opportunity to do that doing the exact same work, then your free program last year, your so-called free program, actually cost you $8,437.50 in lost income. So listen, nothing is free. All right. It's just a matter of how they structure it and package it and present it to you. You might not have had any out-of-pocket upfront costs, but it definitely wasn't free. That program cost you over $8,000, right? So don't worry about the zero. All right. You show me a legit opportunity that costs $0, I'm either going to show you a scam or opportunity where you're leaving a whole bunch of money on the table. So get that out of your mind, drop the zero, and become a hero. And I like to use the word hero and play on the ERO because we know that we are all electronic return originators. But in this case, with Prosperity Tax Solution, you're not just an ERO, you're a hero, and that HE on the front of ERO stands for high earning ERO. Okay, because we here to not only serve people, but we here to make money. So for 199, I mean, yeah, 199.97, you're gonna get a whole lot of value. So if you can see over there, number one, you're gonna get training and support. You're gonna get tax preparation training, client acquisition, recruiting, marketing. We're gonna have our weekly Zooms. You're gonna be involved with our private, a part of our private Facebook group. You know, when you get started, you're gonna be able to get up to two one-on-one Zooms with myself so you can get any of your questions answered so that we can talk about strategy and just go into anything that you want to go into. And we're going to help you build a business nationwide. We got 5 ways that we get paid. I already talked about that. But in addition to all of that, we got another marketing package that we're going to give you that's going to include how to create irresistible offers for your tax office, the unlimited guide to creating referral programs, the 10x referral strategy, 5 fast action prospecting strategies, the bulletproof list building formula, how to generate an endless supply of customers with the CRM that we use is called Tax Nitro, and how to automate your tax office with Tax Nitro. In addition to that, we're going to stay abreast of everything that's going on with AI. So we want to have the latest and greatest AI tools that you can use. We're going to teach you how to use in order to promote and market your business and build bigger and build faster all across the nation. So here's what we want you to do. Become a hero, right? Join our family. Get started with us today. And listen, it's 199.97, but we do realize that things are tight for some people out there. From time to time, we know that, hey, it's hard to put 199.97 together. So what we're going to do is allow you to get started for just a $50 upfront investment, and then we'll work out the 149.97. You know, just reach out to me. We'll have a conversation about how you want to, make the payment arrangements for that. So definitely don't let the 199.97 deter you from getting started. All you need to do is make the at least the $50 investment. Now, if you got the 199.97, go ahead and pay the whole thing, get it out the way. But if not, just make at least the $50 deposit, and that's going to get you access to everything. We're not holding anything back. All right, get the $50 deposit, and you are plugged in, and we'll work out the arrangements on the balance, right? That way you can start your onboarding training. You can start building your team immediately. So listen, get back to the person that shared this information, all right? Or just go into the description of this video and you'll be able to see the get started. Click on that link and get started, get plugged in. But definitely, if someone else referred you, get back with them. I mean, you can go ahead and click the link and get started, but definitely let them know what your decision was and let them know that you went ahead and clicked the link and you got started. That way I can appropriately connect you to the person that referred you so that they can get credit for that referral and just become part of the family. We look forward for you joining Project 1000. We look forward to helping you make a six-figure income, and we have weekly Zooms every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. That way I can provide some additional information, but more importantly, I open up for Q&A to go ahead and answer all your questions and address anything you want to do or want to know or want to ask me, right? So that link for the weekly Zoom will be in the description of the video as well. So definitely check the description either way. It's going to be a lot of great stuff in there for you to look over. And let's get started. And I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. All right, bye bye for now. See you on the next video. Peace.